state resources of the provision of needed infrastructure and industrialization. Plus, State House of Assembly inaugurates 26 committees. Details of these and other stories in just a moment. Good morning and welcome to KVC 45 News at dawn. I am Miriam Ekbutu. Every last Saturday of the month is to be observed as Environmental Sanitation Day in the state. Governor Dome Emmanuel announced this while flagging off the maiden edition of the state sanitation yesterday at Dibon Plaza, Uyo. Government House Bureau Chief Colonel Edemefreti reports that the governor, during the flag-off, trimmed flowers and cleared debris from gutters at the Oron Road, Wellington, Barsiwe Road Junction. His report.
Governor Dome Emmanuel said the introduction of the monthly sanitation in the state is to reinvent the seem-to-be neglected Akwa Ibom culture of cleanliness which indigenes of the state were known for. Mr. Emmanuel observed that the exercise should bring the state nearer to God for improvement on health, as cleanliness is next to godliness. Stressing that the people needed to imbibe the culture of cleanliness to return to the old path of honor, Governor Dome Emmanuel said gains to be derived from the exercise will include reduction in amount spent on treatment for ailments which could be as a result of unclean environment. He charged those erecting property close to ravine to desist from such in order not to expose themselves to danger. The governor called on all to cooperate with the Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources by making effective use of waste bins provided by the ministry as strategic positions. Mr. Dome Emmanuel announced that Environmental Task Force will soon be constituted to ensure that environmental laws are adhered to, even as he promised that the last Saturday 7 to 10 in the morning sanitation will last until there was change in the people's attitude for sanitation.
Towards maintaining the well-being of our people by actively improving and maintaining the basic environmental conditions. A clean environment is what promotes healthy condition of the people and destroys cycles of disease in the environment. We ourselves have become a model among states in this country and a reference point in modern development and urban beautification. So we must maintain this pride at all costs by keeping our environment clean and tidy.
The Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Dr. Inyobong Essien, said the exercise, which held simultaneously throughout the state, was to reawaken clean environment consciousness in the people, describing it as a preparatory act to get the state and its people ready for industrialization. Dr. Essien thanked the governor for reintroducing the exercise and pledged the commitment of his ministry to the success of the policy.
I want to also assure His Excellency that though we have not achieved the optimum that he is looking at, we will double our efforts to ensure that our environment is kept clean and kept ready for all the investors that are thronging the state of Akwa Ibom.
Governor Dome Emmanuel also monitored the exercise in some parts of Uyo Metropolis. Colonel Edemefreti reporting.
Governor Dome Emmanuel has assured that resources at his disposal will be prudently committed to providing the needed infrastructure for the people alongside pursuing his industrialization program. Mr. Emmanuel gave the assurance at Ikori-Udom, Ibionibom local government area while flagging off the Ikori-Udom-Oboyo road construction undertaken by his administration. Government House Bureau Chief Colonel Edemefreti reports that the governor's decision to fix the road was appreciated by the people who presented him with a live cow.
For the industrialization, adding that with the construction of the road, economic the people will experience that his promise to begin the construction of roads from the hinterland to the city was realized. They make good use of the opportunities the report will offer them.
This is our state and ensure for the benefits of our people. This area improve the to different and encourage them at large. And all to make this what you want it to be.
The works Mr. Ephraim Yangayan said the construction of the 3.5-kilometer with a 15-meter bridge will take months. Mr. Yangayan said the which on company will give the city an urban is expected to also boost economic and social activities. They warned that government will tolerate erection of structures along the road with of being completed.
This contract has been given to Verini Nigeria, Verini Construction Company Limited, and we are confident that the people of Ibionibom, with the ambit of Ikorudom, which is this community, will give the contractor maximum cooperation to ensure that this contract is executed according to plan.
The of Ibionibom, Okuku Imeudo Soryang, thanked Governor Daniel for fulfilling his campaign, saying it would wipe away the sufferings of the people, especially as the bad road had cut people off his residence. The who was represented by a member of the council, Sir Jeje Akpan, prayed God to bless the and chronicle of requests, including the takeover by government of Union Secondary School.
In my place as the pioneer paramount ruler of Ibionibom, my suffered the death of a neglected and virtually abandoned public road to the palace. I am glad that at last a Pharaoh who knows Joseph has come.
The chairman, Mr. Godwin Ekpenyong, also thanked the governor for his love for the people and for indigenous of the area into his cabinet. Mr. Ekpenyong the loyalty and support to the Udom administration. Some of the youths who could not have opportunity to speak communicated through for Governor Udom Emmanuel. Colonel Adam Efreti report.
The Deputy Governor, Mr. Moses Ekpo, has advised all residents of the state to take the reintroduction of the monthly sanitation exercise by the state government seriously. Mr. Moses Ekpo, who gave the advice when he monitored the exercise in some local government areas of Ikoroikpene Senatorial District, said a clean environment will guarantee good health. Patience John has more.
After joining Governor Udom Emmanuel at the flag off ceremony, where citizens were sensitized on the need to keep the environment clean, the Deputy Governor proceeded to Abak local government area, where he took part in the exercise. He also visited at Mepu, Ika, and Esienredim local government areas to ascertain the level of compliance.
The governor was right when he says that sanitation, cleanliness, is in us. Akwa Ibom State people. The program has taken very successfully. The local government areas that we've been able to touch during this little time gives me the hope that the people are catching back into what they know how best to do to keep the environment clean.
At the government areas visited, the transition chairman commended the state government initiative and spoke of plans to sustain the exercise.
For today, the youth of Abak, market women, the men, the entire government of the citizenry came out to support the program, so it was a success.
we are going to have environmental sanitation in all the villages once every week. And I'm going to institute prizes.
We've had a very good turnout. We hope to do better by next month.
I've toured the villages, and despite the rain, they are working.
Other stakeholders, including the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Nyekan Umana, and the member representing Esenudim State constituency, Sir Nsen Twin, advised the people to be more involved in the exercise, considering the positive impact on health and environment.
Sensitization needs to be upped. People need to know a lot more, especially in places where people think they can combine the sanitation with petty trading and so on. Maybe clean on one side and then trade on the other side. They need to understand that it's a rule. Nothing else happens from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Since today is the beginning of the exercise, I want to assure you, by next month when you come, Seundon will be cleaner and look refreshing as before.
Patience John reporting.
Residents of the state have lauded Mr. Udom Emmanuel administration for reintroducing the environmental sanitation program as an appropriate measure to promote healthy living and proper sanitation condition. This was attested by the high level of compliance with the directive by government that residents set aside yesterday for environmental sanitation. Samuel Ayara went round some parts of the state and reports that even the early morning showers did not deter people from taking part in the exercise.
Carefully complying with government's directive on the statewide environmental sanitation. The 7 to 10 o'clock order on restriction of movement, however, left some commuters stranded as law enforcement agents were on hand to ensure restriction of vehicular and human traffic. In most places visited, people were clearing grasses, sweeping and desilting drains, while debris and other waste were evacuated. While public refuse receptacles were emptied, most residents expressed joy with the return of the sanitation policy, as citizens' consciousness to cleanliness and standard sanitation culture had tilted to time low. The governor's declaration setting aside every last Saturdays of the month for environmental sanitation was also applauded, but called on the government to provide adequate sanitation materials. In Ikot-Ekpene local government area, the Transition Committee Chairman, Mr. Unyime Etim, alongside the Commissioner for Special Duties, Engineer T. Denyang, monitored the exercise with the Chairman participating in clearing drains around the city center. Describing the exercise as successful, Mr. Etim said the major commitment of his administration is to rid the area of indiscriminate which was becoming life-threatening, and thanked the people for their prompt response.
The compliance of the people that motivates me. You go around everywhere, in the market, on the streets, everybody is desilting gutters, is cleaning everywhere, everybody is cutting gas everywhere. So it's very, very successful.
On his part, the Commissioner for Special Duties, Engineer T. Denyang, said the exercise was the most proactive approach of government in meeting its desired sanitation standard.
Everybody's hands were on deck to ensure an effective sanitation in Ikot-Ekpene, and I want to report that it's been very effective, and with the declaration of His Excellency Udom Emmanuel that sanitation will continue on the last Saturday of every month till the end of the year. I am very sure that Ikot-Ekpene will return to its glory.
In Utu Etmekbo, the Etmekbo local government headquarters, traditional rulers in the area alongside youth were in the company of the Transition Committee Chairman, Mr. Godson Uwa, who was cleaning the council secretariat. He promised to sustain the good sanitary condition the area is known for.
We are happy to partner with the state government to keep our environment clean.
Bubbling with delight, the chairman of Abag Local Government Transition Committee, Barrister Emmanuel Udosen, while monitoring compliance, noted that prior to the state government's call for the general sanitation, his administration had already carried out 2 exercises, which he said accounted for the area's clean and green look.
The extent of compliance in the Abag Local Government area has been 100%. The exercise has been very successful in the Abag Local Government area.
in Uyo, the state capital, residents in large numbers took part in the sanitation as officials of the Ministry of Environment went around clearing refuse heaps, desilting drains, and emptying receptacles. The Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Dr. Inyebon Ezien, who spoke with AKBC 45 News, expressed satisfaction at the outcome of the exercise and assured that better days were here with the sustenance of the exercise. Speaking on the deplorable state of the access road to the market, Dr. Ezien promised to take up the matter with the relevant authorities to ensure it was for traders to have a sigh of relief. He thanked the governor for his interest in the general well-being of the people and promised an improved outcome.
We have monitored the level of compliance. What is left now is for us as a ministry to evacuate the waste that is generated.
The situation was not different in parts of Ikano, Ibiano, and Okoba local government areas where AKBC News also visited. Samuel Ayara reporting.
The State House of Assembly Project and Special Project Monitoring has also undertaken a facility tour of the Ibom Power Company Limited, led by his chairman, Mr. Tobon of Okarafon State Constituency. The committee was received and conducted around the establishment by the Managing Director, Dr. Victor Odo. The committee chairman said the visit was to familiarize themselves with the operations of the power plant with a view to acquainting themselves with the company's challenges and reporting back to the House. The Managing Director of Ibom Power Company, Dr. Victor Odo, said all hands are on deck to ensure that the plant, which is currently being managed by Akwa Ibom Indigenes, fulfills its mandates of supplying uninterrupted power. Dr. Odo said the management of Ibom Power Plant is making effort to rectify the GT Unit 1 facility which has been out of service. During an interactive session, some of the legislators suggested ways to enhance the operations of the power sector. Meanwhile, the member representing Una State Constituency, Otuekong Sensien, has commended Governor Domi Manuel for taking over the construction of Ikoropatak Nkweodio Road, which is abandoned by the NDDC. The Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Mr. Nyekanuko, directed the House Committee on NDDC to liaise with all legislators to compile a list of abandoned projects in their constituencies for the House to take necessary action. He also announced that the Assembly is proceeding on a one-month recess to resume plenary on September 29. With a short break now. When we come back, Main News, to stay with us. So good to have you back. You are watching AKBC 45 News at dawn. The State House of Assembly has inaugurated 26 committee to pilot its affairs. The inauguration, according to the Speaker, Mr. Nyekanuko, is in line with the 1999 Constitution as amended. Patience John reports that the Deputy Governor, Mr. Moses Epo, was in the House of Assembly to witness the inauguration of the committee. On Finance and Appropriation, Dr. Sora Akpanuso has reacted to the approval granted the state government to restructure commercial bank loans into federal government bonds. Dr. Usoro Banuso said the action will attract enormous benefits to the state. Dr. Banuso, who was interacting with newsmen on the approval by the House of Assembly, described the action as patriotic. He said with the development, the state government is free from debt burden, which will have prevented it from undertaking programs it has for the people. The lawmaker equally saw the restructuring as the palliative measures created by the federal government to ease financial pressure on states and thanked Governor Domi Emmanuel into the gesture. The State House of Assembly inaugurated 26 committees to pilot its affairs. The inauguration, according to the Speaker, Mr. Nia Kanuko, is in line with the 1999 Nigerian Constitution as amended. Patience John reports that the Deputy Governor, Mr. Moses Epo, was in the House of Assembly to witness the inauguration of the committees. We have taken that story.
Inaugurating the committees, the Speaker, Mr. Nia Kanuko, tasked chairmen and members of the committees to work with the relevant government ministries to ensure overall development of the state. He explained that each member of the House of Assembly has a committee to chair and advise them to approach their duties with utmost sense of responsibility.
I hereby inaugurate the standing and special committees of the 6th Assembly and also urge them to swing into immediate actions and report to the necessary quarters.
The Deputy Governor, Mr. Moses Ekpo, described the action of the House of Assembly as noble, expressing the hope that it will allow for a smooth run of the 6th Assembly as well as offer good governance to Akwa Ibom people. He particularly promised to partner the Boundary Committee to address boundary issues plaguing the state. Mr. Ekpo called on the Boundary Committee of the House to look into ways to resolve boundary issues and to work for peace in the state, especially the Abia-Akwa Ibom boundary dispute.
To reposition our boundary and conflict resolution infrastructure as well as fast-track the process of resolving all our outstanding matters in this regard within our state and outside our state.
The Deputy Speaker and Chairman Committee on Boundary Matters, Mr. Ifeon Basi, and the House Leader, Sir Udokiri Anakman, believed that the inauguration has empowered members of the House of Assembly to exercise their oversight functions and sue for cooperation from the executive. Earlier, members of the Ibesikpo Asuta and Elders Forum, led by the Commissioner for Lands and Town Planning, Prince Uwemi Taito, paid a visit to the Speaker. Professor Lawrence Etam, in an address, called on the Speaker to partner the executive arm of government to create enabling environment for industrial harmony, growth of small-scale businesses, and other policies that will address unemployment in the state. Patience John, reporting.
The Commissioner for Economic Development, Dr. Emmanuel Onwuka, has charged youths of Ane Okpo in Orofo-Oroko local government area to embrace education and stay close to God. Dr. Onwuka gave the charge during a courtesy visit on him by the Ane Okpo Youth Council. The Commissioner promised to assist indigent students of the area to achieve their educational goals, but appealed to them to shun cultism, which he described as satanic and evil. Dr. Onwuka stated that youths from Oro are known to be intelligent and enterprising, urging them to earn their living through hard work rather than beg. He assured the youth of Governor Domi Emmanuel's readiness to transform the fortunes of the people and call on them to give the governor the needed support.
I'd like to mention that we have very lean resources in the state right now. For those of us who are aware, the oil price is down, so our revenue is not value. The scope of what is available, we will ensure that we are adequately taken care of in the arrangement. But we have to apply ourselves to do what is required of us to be ready. And that I emphasize on skill education, and skill acquisition.
Mr. Francis Afaime, on behalf of the youth president, congratulated Dr. Nwonoke on his appointment and expressed optimism that the commissioner will effectively discharge his duties. Mr. Afaime highlighted some projects in Anai Okpolo community requiring government's attention, to include setting up a skill acquisition center for the youth, rehabilitation of Oroko Junction, as well as Anai Okpo Mbukbo Oyokon Road, provision of mini water projects, rural electrification, as well as political appointments.
We as youth in Aniakpo, as in sharing ourselves with the desire of federal and state government's commitment to change Maritime Academy Ora to Maritime University. We thank you for granting us audience in spite of your tight schedule, and express our unreserved and unaligned support to the government of His Excellency Dr. Udom Gabriel Emmanuel and PDP leadership in Akwa Ibom State.
Parents have again been charged to consider the upbringing of their children as important. The head of civil service, Mrs. Cecilia Odorsien, gave the charge when she received the delegation of the Child and Youth Foundation CYF, a non-governmental Bible-centered organization. She noted that as future hub of a family, state and nation, it was necessary to properly nurture and guide Nigerian children and youths on the path of moral gratitude and godly principles, in order that they may be effectively play their leadership role expected of them in the future. While expressing gratitude to the Child and Youth Foundation volunteers for its commitment to the task of transforming Akwa Ibom children to become responsible, respectful, and God-fearing, Mrs. Odorsien restated her readiness to continue to partner the foundation to attain its set goals. Earlier, the leader of the group, Evangelist Celestine Udofia, spoke of plans by the CYF to host this year's long vacation children's camp from Tuesday 1st to Saturday 5th September 2015 at the Accra Model Secondary School, Uyo. The camping will feature inspirational Bible teachings, motivational talks, career counseling, songs, and drama. The 2015 CYF Children's Camp, which he said is for children of 14 years and below, has the theme Jesus Christ Revealed. And now, on a foreign segment, the Department of State Security DSS has warned Nigerians of an airport attack after intercepting a teenage spy. This and more in a national and foreign news segment by Mercy Ekare.
Security forces are working to prevent any possible attack on Nigerian airports. This is after a 14-year-old boy had been arrested for spying on security procedures at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Security agents are still searching for the terrorist who was directing the boy to pass on details about passenger screening, boarding proceedings, and other process, both in the arrival and departure halls. The Nigerian Army has discovered and destroyed a factory in Borno State where improvised explosive devices are made. The factory was discovered during a cordon and search operation of the 25 Task Force Brigade of the Nigerian Army as part of the fight against Boko Haram insurgents. The Nigerian Army has also made substantial advancements to reclaim communities within Gamboru Ngala in Borno State that were captured by the insurgents. A Nigerian Air Force plane has crashed at the old Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna State. Nigerian Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has confirmed the death of the 7 people on board the plane. The plane, which fell between 2 houses, destroyed one of the houses as it went up in flames when the plane crashed. The plane is said to have been on its way from Abuja to Kaduna. In an isolation experiment aimed at helping the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, to prepare for a pioneering journey to Mars, 6 people have isolated themselves inside a dome. The isolation will last for a year. The dome is based in an isolated place in Hawaii, and the crew will be exploring some experiments that will address problems that might arise during their journey to Mars.
Log in onto akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45Uyo or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45 Uyo. That's our package this morning, but just before we're gonna look at the major stories. Every last Saturday of the month is to be observed as Environmental Sanitation Day. Governor Demandia, who announced this, said the exercise will take place between 7 and 10 o'clock in the morning. Also, the State House of Assembly has inaugurated 26 committee. And that's our package this morning. We thank you so much for keeping us company and wish you a pleasant Sunday. Good morning.